Who, me?
Yes, you.
Fuck, I don't have anything scheduled.
Well, we didn't think you'd be here this week.
I didn't think I'd be here this week either. I
And that's a good
literally,
point.
I
Unfortunately,
literally. Go ahead.
unfortunately, Will's playing the Odyssey, so we won't be hearing
And
from
I
him for
and
a
I
minute.
got and I got it because I'm so much better than all of you. But the thing is that I have to lower myself to do this show, so I can't play Odyssey until I get off the air. So I'm doing you people a favor, even though you people hate me and you say the show's better without me.
No, that's one person that says the show is better without you.
Oh, I'm talking about that prick. That if I see him, I'm gonna punch him in the face and see if it's better without me now.
I think the person we're talking about is a her.
So I got a lot of female friends. I got a lot of female friends. So I don't have to because I don't hit women. But if I need to, I'll get a female friend to do it.
There we go. Well, at least we guarantee this show's not going to get monetized either.
Because here's a helpful hint for you guys out there: don't hit your woman. Don't hit a woman at all. If you need to get a woman hit, just get a girl to do it because then it's okay. And then you might want to film it for posterity and put it up on YouPorn because you know there's gonna be some hair pulling and some shirt and some clothes being ripped off.
So people get off to that, and I don't understand why. It's
I
weird.
don't either. Then again, there's people that get off to weird stuff on YouPorn, like you know, you got BDSM, which is bondage. You got foot fetishes, and then you got Roman Reigns getting violently fisted by Brock Lesnar.
Which is going to happen.
Which is probably going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Can you believe on YouPorn they actually have Roman Reigns promos up?
And you think the only Roman Reigns promo up will be when John Cena murdered him on live TV for 3 straight weeks?
They have videos that like some idiot actually put up fucking WWE videos on YouPorn because someone linked me to them. Like they have Brock Lesnar beating the crap out of random people, Roman Reigns cutting promos, saying Samoan fucks over the audience or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it again.
Oh boy. While he goes to the porn, while he dives through porn, is there any news worth talking about other than the current? Oh, you weren't here for the last few months, so we renamed TNA Anthem into just Anthem's Garbage Fire or Anthem Dumpster Fire. Thank you.
And Anthem this week. Oh, Anthem.
It seems they have completely severed their ties with Jeff Jarrett and Global Force Wrestling, I think.
And then, just to add more fuel to the fire, Jeff Jarrett decided to come and say something about Impact.
Well, here's the thing. You have to understand. It's just like the Miami Dolphins with that coach.
Jay Cutler.
With that coach that decided to, go on the Colombian party line. It's, things like that in high stressful areas, man, brings out your demons. I mean, the team had Jay Cutler. I would do cocaine too. For Jeff Jarrett, you have to deal with Impact and Anthem management. I'd want to drink too.
I told like someone that worked with me, like, listen, as far as the AFC East breaks down, here's how it goes. The Patriots suck, but they're going to win the division by default. And then they're going to get monkey stomped in the playoffs. The Jets are proving they're better than they're supposed to be, but they're still young. They're not going to make it. The Bills are destined to implode, and the Dolphins have Jay Cutler. Need I say more?
Well, it's sad when the backup does better than Jay Cutler did. And you know what Jay Cutler's going to say? You see, honey, I did this for you, and look what happened.
It's Jay Cutler!
Much like what Jeff Jarrett is screaming to Karen right now.
See, look what these idiots at Anthem made me do. Mm-hmm. Didn't he also say that Anthem is still Impact is still bleeding money, even
He
though.
literally said the words "Anthem is out of money."
Yeah, and I'm like,
That's his exact words.
yeah, and
I doubt the
we
validity.
actually believe him.
I doubt the validity of that because remember they did just launch their own on-demand internet network, so you don't do that if you're flat broke.
Well, we gotta remember the WWE network operated at a loss for so many years too.
But the
They're only just
WWE
now
also,
becoming profitable.
but the WWE also have money to take the punches.
Yeah, but
If
Anthem doesn't.
if Anthem
So
is
it's not
flat, if
company.
Anthem's flat broke, they're going into tightening the belt mode, or at least they should. Modern businesses
They
are a
did
little
already.
funky nowadays.
They did already. They got rid of Jarrett and all of his people.
Yeah, but now what's left?
And by the way, having Eli Drake as their world champion is enough to make anybody happy.
Oh boy.
So you listen to the episode Lou Joy does when we talk about Eli Drake world champion.
I think I was on. That was the last episode I did.
No, actually, Lou came on a couple weeks ago since he was off.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
It's
yeah.
enough to make anybody have a drink.
Anthem's Dumpster Fire. I think that's the name we're going to keep until the eventual release of the Death of TNA
No,
book.
I have a better name. Global Farce Wrestling.
No, that's what we call Jeff Jarrett's companies. Now they're two separate entities again.
Well, I don't think that we're gonna ever see Global Force Wrestling again. So
And remember, the last time Jeff Jarrett had Global Force Wrestling, wasn't it like a part of a Ponzi scheme?
yeah. And you know what the funny part is? Just when Impact made brand new belts,
They got rid of all the old Impact belts. There's a new future, and now we're severing ties with Jeff Jarrett.
and now that lays an interesting question. What are you gonna do for Bound for Bankruptcy? Because you're supposed to merge the two belts.
I have no fucking clue. I think WWE is just doing a Survivor Series champion versus champion match just to laugh at Impact.
Or to have Brock Lesnar fist fuck Jinder.
Oh, that's gonna be a massacre. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to have some faith in some of these matches, but the only good match I see is the Usos versus the Shield.
All you hardcore marks, you deathmatch fans. Sorry, I'm eating White Castle while I'm doing the show. All you hardcore marks that love Nick Gage so much, you want to know what he went through when he was in prison? Watch Brock versus Jinder.
Like I said, maybe the women's match might be decent, but the only match that has me piqued in interest is the Usos versus the Shield. I'm like,
The Usos versus the God. I hope Seth and Dean kill those motherfuckers. By the way, I put up a picture on my Facebook some time ago where I actually asked Google what the hell day one ish mean, and the Google couldn't figure it out either.
I think there was an interview a long time ago that said it meant day one shit or something like that, but obviously since you can't curse in PG, obviously you can't sell merchandise with a cuss word on it.
Day one shit. What does that even mean anyway?
They were down since day one. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Do I look like I could translate Uso to you?
Can anyone translate Uso?
Nobody. They're Samoans that all of a sudden decided to pick up a Biggie album.
Here's a question we should ask. Is there any way we could actually translate anything Samoans say sometimes? Because you feel like they're trying to say something and you're just like, English?
Because the Usos remind... Here's the Usos gimmick for anybody that doesn't know. The Usos are like the Wiggers. It's like, Billy in the White Suburbs, here's his first rap album, and all of a sudden he thinks it's cool, so he tries to be that. That's literally what the Usos are. It's like, look, we can be black too. See? That's literally
my hope, at least for that one individual match, is to see if Roman Reigns gets healthy enough to come back, just to see which side he's going to go on, his cousins or his brothers.
And what's funny is that he has the bumps, and supposedly he might be back at least after Survivor Series.
Well, there goes
See,
that
this is
hope.
this is what happens when all these fucking people sit there and they go, "Oh well, vaccines cause autism," when it's been proven that it doesn't. And they stop vaccinating their kids. All of a sudden, we're getting diseases that we eradicated back in the 40s.
Like Roman Reigns have the mumps, and what do the brothers have? I forgot their actual last names.
Apparently, they have the mumps too.
Because Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, and Bray's girlfriend JoJo are all also
Well,
out.
JoJo apparently was just a precaution.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, right now, from what I heard, they're testing everyone on the Raw roster for mumps.
For any
And
kind of
they are
disease
not-
or anything.
And they're being pulled until their tests come back. And they're not sure if they're going to test the SmackDown roster too. I would.
I would,
would.
especially after Monday, since they had to interact with each other,
And also the fact AJ worked their show.
and AJ worked their show, so he should, because Bray Wyatt couldn't show up.
You have to give mad respect to AJ though. He flew from South America, and as soon as he literally got off the plane, he put on his gear, went in the ring, and then had to work Raw the next night, and then SmackDown the following night.
If that doesn't get AJ any respect, I don't know what will.
No.
Let's not forget, he wasn't on Chile for vacation. He was wrestling on the SmackDown brand for Chile.
Yep.
So almost as soon as that match ended, got on a plane, flew on Monday, flew Sunday afternoon, hopped off the plane, got onto the arena for the pay-per-view, wrestled Finn Balor, and probably one of the best matches of the night.
It was
the
the
year.
best match of the night.
Well, it
Oh,
was
of
the best
course.
match of the night.
We gotta wait for that.
Then the next day, wrestled on Raw, teaming up with The Shield to face The Miz and Company. Then wrestled again on SmackDown. And let's not forget, he was also part of the Beatdown crew that happened at the end of Raw.
I think at this
AJ actually worked with the Shield. I must have missed that match.
Yeah, he worked with The Shield like opening match.
Yeah, I must have missed that. I got to go back to my DVR.
It was AJ The Shield versus Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro.
And of course, Triple H had to go to Chile, but he, I mean, yeah, you got to respect Hunter also because what executive is going to lace up the boots to fill in for a wrestler went home. But at the same time, of course, Triple H had to go over on Rusev. Let's see. I haven't gone over on you yet. Hey, Rusev, you remember in NXT where I taught you how to take the pedigree? We're going to do that tonight.
Rusev Mosca? Rusev Crusher? Yeah, save that for when you're partnering with Aiden English for the next 6 months. Why you sit in booking card purgatory?
Well, here's also another thing. There's also been promoted images with him and the Usos. Even dressed like that with the beanie and the shirt.
Brother.
What? Okay. I know I made a joke about their their planned partnership with Rusev and Aiden English. It's nothing against either wrestler, but I understand why. That's the sad thing. They have a lack of heel tag teams. But the fate is this team's just going to end up in the mid card.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to see them challenge the Usos or Benjamin and Gable or the New Day.
Yeah, because it's not the glory days of the early draft where every SmackDown tag team got a run with the belt.
Yeah, the early days of the draft when you had Slater and Rhino as champions.
Like literally I think if you look back on the draft, every SmackDown tag team that was in that draft, except for the Ascension, actually got the fucking tag belts.
I thought the Vault Villains didn't get it either. or the freaking
Oh, that's right. I
Colognes.
forgot about Vaudevillains. What's his face got fired.
Yeah, yeah. Not in English.
Simon
Simon
Gotch.
Gotch got fired, and the Colognes essentially quit.
Yeah, because apparently what we didn't know was that he had a match with Sin Cara backstage where a loser leaves town and Sin Cara beat his ass.
Uh,
So that's apparently what happened.
so yeah, every tag team that survived apparently the
So
tag
by
team
the way, I
purge.
found one. I'm sorry to interrupt. I found one of these. I don't know if it's still up on Pornhub. It had the Brock Lesnar Goldberg match, and it said old muscular man brutally fucks Jack Whiteboy and finishes quickly.
Why am I not surprised you found it on Pornhub? And with that exact phrasing.
I'm actually going through Google Images to try to find it because I know people screenshotted it. And now I'm actually going to go to Pornhub. Let's
Oh
see.
boy. What other interesting things that actually happen other than wrestlers slowly dying from preventable diseases? And
All I gotta say is this because
Anthem
this is what made me. This is what turned me off the Raw. Fucking Alicia Fox is the captain of Team Raw for the women's match.
I think at that point when I saw that match, I didn't turn back to Raw until the invasion.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what happened with me.
Because I'm like, okay, well, this is a waste of a
This is how
show.
Kevin Dunn did wrestling.
Like, this is a waste of a show.
Yeah.
I'm going to do things with my Pathfinder campaign so I have it ready by the Saturday because this is a waste of my time.
I'm just scratching my head at. I'm just trying to ask why would they have Alicia Fox of all people be the leader?
Because of Kevin Dunn. You gotta put Alicia on the air. She's my girlfriend.
But we have okay, Alexa's wrestling, so you can't put her. But you have Becky Lynch, you have Bailey, Asuka just made her debut. You have Emma, who proved to be much better than I thought she was. I'll admit that. You have the 5-star dead horse. I'm sure Lou will get that joke if he listens to this.
Oh, here's another one. Fans get fucked hard by bad promo.
Who's featuring in it?
Roman Reigns when he did his guy speech.
Oh God. I'm not a guy, I'm the guy.
No, he's like, no, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. And I'm just going in my head, like my eyes are rolling back, going, "Ugh, why?"
Let me
At least his promo after WrestleMania, at least that 10 minutes of straight booing and then just the one sentence, "This is my yard now."
Well,
Sorry.
that was a promo. That was a promo that could have written itself. Then again, we saw on the show the Neville versus Enzo could have write itself. No one expect Neville to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
really.
Yeah, that's one of the sad parts. But here's also the other thing: is they at least give Enzo credit for actually putting that out in the promo. He's like, "I broke Big Cass and I made Neville quit," and I'm just going,
That was a house show. That was a house show, and that also pissed people off because now Enzo can't even
And
go.
no one gives a shit about Enzo.
Enzo can't even go in the locker room now.
"Yeah, he's actually been officially banned from the locker room."
Because let's be honest, in 20 years, who's really going to remember Enzo?
Not a lot of people. But here's also another thing that has also come out about Neville. He has been completely cut from 205's live intro.
Well, yeah, that's probably a sign that any negotiations finally fell through.
Mm-hmm.
It really hurts to see that. I mean, Neville was he was great. But then to have him go out like this, we're just like, really, dude?
Oh,
You could've
like,
done
like we discussed earlier, it's probably a good chance Neville will go out, become a big name, and hopefully WWE will be reinterested in him again and put him much higher on the card. That's
Yeah, and
that's it. That's the pie in the sky best case scenario hope.
of course, there's also the fact that some people are putting up like how the people on 205 Live have like the paychecks are weak,
Oh yeah.
which really sucks. And there's even a leak that came out about how much the payments are for the women, and I saw that.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, you see some of the women how much they're paid. Alicia Fox has like one of the worst ones, but then you see
That's because Alicia Fox shouldn't even be there in to begin with, so she's lucky she has a job.
I'm surprised we even saw a page with 88,000.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Paige was on the air for a long time.
Exactly. But then of course you see Charlotte with 300. And you just
Well,
go,
last
It's
name Flair. Do you really want to piss off Rick?
no.
Last
Oh,
name Flair, first name Dick.
oh. Speaking of which, speaking of someone with a big name behind them, Nia Jax
Oh,
is.
I'll tell you exactly what happened with Nia Jax.
Go ahead. You have the floor, my friend.
Okay. What happened with Nia Jackson? Sports Illustrated even said, and it's not Sports Illustrated, by the way, is not some internet rag like fucking Meltzer is. Sports Illustrated is actually a respected publication. And they said that the reason Nia left is she didn't want to do the job to Sasha Banks at TLC. Plus, she felt she wasn't getting paid enough. So what she did was she called The Rock, and The Rock basically told her, because The Rock's her cousin, and The Rock basically told her she wasn't happy to just walk away. And that's exactly what she did. So, if you miss Nia Jax, thank The Rock.
Remember, they were trying to keep Nia happy because of The Rock, so it looks like they failed in that department.
Yeah,
But let's
so
be honest. You know, she's not going to really get punished because her cousin is The Rock.
because in other words, if you piss off The Rock, you are losing money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I give WWE, I give The Rock all the credit for basically forcing WWE's hand. And they're like, okay, you fuck up a relative, you are going to regret it. Because WWE needs The Rock. The Rock doesn't need the WWE. The WWE needs Dwayne Johnson. They need him more than he needs them.
Well, remember what we discussed in the last.
Rock
Remember-
literally took the Fast and the Furious franchise and made it all about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the Vin Diesel show anymore.
It used to be the Paul Walker and Vin Diesel show. Now it's the Rock show.
Well, as we discussed last couple of weeks ago as well, with the exception of Samoa Joe, that entire family is interconnected. Like, you have the Usos, you have Roman Reigns, you have Nia Jax, you have The Rock.
So we know who's to blame for the Usos there.
I'm like, the only successful Samoan that's ever been in WWE is Joe.
And he's not even related to the family.
Well, that's what I meant. That's not related to the Anoa'i family.
You know what? I just thought of something.
What's that?
I'm taking a piss here real quick. And which is basically what WWE's doing.
I thought they were throwing darts at the wall and praying.
And I just thought, well, that's Impact throwing darts at the lawn. But anyway, can you imagine what would have happened if fucking the gangsters would have taken on the Usos? You put them up against New Jack and Mustafa?
John, are you trying to facilitate a murder on live television?
Yeah, I am actually.
Because the gangsters would kill the Usos and then go out and then drag the New Day into the ring, kill them, then go out and fight Jason Jordan and kill him just out of spite.
I can just imagine New Jack with the fucking fork to say Jimmy or Jay Uso, Oh, you want to be a nigga, huh? Let's come and do some nigga shit.
And this is the point where they're grateful that New Jack retired almost, 4 or 5 years ago?
Is he like officially retired, or is it just he's
That's what I'm
still?
saying. All these wrestlers sit there and say, "I'm retired," until they get a big paycheck. And it's
Like, with the exception of anyone who has to retire due to physical limitations, like Edge or recently Bubba Ray Dudley, I think New Jack's just wrestler retired. Meaning he'll come back when someone throws enough money at him.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. The only way he would ever come back is if someone's like, "Hey, New Jack, we need you." Why? Here's the paycheck. I'm back, everybody. Who wants a bitch fight?
Well, either they have to be physically unable to continue, or they have to be being paid big money by someone not to get in the ring, i.e. a corporate role. Which apparently didn't stop Kane, but anyway.
yeah, because if New Jack, because if fucking Usos get in the ring with New Jack, he's gonna fucking kill him.
Now, try match. Oh god, replace the New Day with the Gangsters in that Hell in a Cell match.
Oh.
Oh.
Damn, man! I'm getting a stiffy just thinking about it.
And mind you, the New Day versus Usos match in Hell in a Cell wasn't exactly a nice match. It was pretty violent, but imagine the intensity if you were to replace the New Day with the Gangsters.
Or can you imagine? The Tournament of Death?
Damn, dude! I thought you liked the Usos.
No, I hated the Usos. I said I liked at first I liked where their gimmick is going, but now I see where it's going. I hate it.
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
Yeah, really.
We danced around this show enough. You want to actually talk about this pay-per-view for 30 seconds?
Yeah, let's go through it very quickly and get to the good shit.
Well, like I said, Emma did a lot better for the inevitable Asuka win.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Asuka. This or Monday was not her best work. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't. You could definitely tell that. I almost feel like they were trying to play it safe, just trying to see if her injury was still good enough. But it just didn't feel like a match, and it just what it should have been. It should have been where Asuka were.
It should have been domination. That's why.
Exactly. They should have had Asuka just solely beat down on Emma.
What are you about to say, John?
Now you want to hear some bullshit?
What's bullshit?
They have fucking Mario Odyssey as a 12 midnight release, right? And apparently you can't collect Nintendo coins on it yet. It's too early.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if my old Mario amiibo will actually work on Odyssey.
I'll be surprised. It has to do something. There's really nothing much else to talk about with Emma and Asuka. All the fact that Emma should have just had a beatdown of her life from Asuka, but they didn't decide to go with it. Really, that's all we could say.
What other matches happened?
Yeah, the cruiserweights.
The cruiserweight tag team. The face team won. I actually wouldn't mind a full-time permanent team of these two, the cruiserweight faces. Like have to put them up there in the mix again with Sheamus, Cesaro, and the Shield. That would be interesting.
That would be.
It's not like they're doing anything with Alexander Swan on 205 Live anyway.
You know what I would do with Swan? I would give him like a pimp cane.
Why am I pitch? Why am
I would make him like a pimp and still use that song.
Oh,
I almost feel like I've been replaying Saints Row 3, and I almost feel like just give him the pimp cane from Zemos. In fact, they should almost make him name not Rick Swan. Just call him Zemos and just have fun with that.
Why don't I just picture calling their tag team the New Pimps? Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander, they just walk out in pimp canes and big old Godfather like suits. Hell, have the Godfather manage them.
I don't know. I imagine Rich Swann is that fucking pimp. Get you, sucker. You know, with like the fishbowl shoes and the fucking outdated suit.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
Either that, or you could dress him up like Rolo from Sanford.
What else? Do we have the women's title match yet? I'm trying to remember.
Yes, it was after that.
Oh yeah, the obvious one. As much as I like Mickie James and she proved that she could still go at 38 years old, who didn't see Asuka? I'm sorry, not Asuka. Alexa winning.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to keep it on. They're basically making it so that when Asuka does come in and go for the title, we're going to go see a beatdown. Hopefully this time, damn it.
They need a heel for Asuka to steamroll, and while we won't be getting that steamrolling for a couple more weeks
or a couple months,
you can already hear the engine revving up.
Yeah. You could definitely hear it that they're trying to make it. Would you be surprised if they somehow make that a match at WrestleMania?
I actually see Asuka versus. I actually can't think of anyone else, to be honest. Maybe that is the WrestleMania match. Who knows? WWE booking's weird.
They're weird for Raw.
Because let's be honest about this pay-per-view. There's only 2 title matches. The women's title and the cruiserweight title. Oh, by the way, Enzo's cruiserweight champion again.
Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
In other news, water's red and the sky is blue. Except for here in New Jersey, it's pink with a purple hue. and California, where it's just pitch black.
What?
Sorry.
What happened?
No, we were talking about Sorry, not Asuka. Alexa winning the championship, and in other news, water is wet, the sky is blue, unless it's here in Jersey where it's like purple, and California where it's pitch black.
And Flint still doesn't have any clean drinking water. Everybody's worried about, oh, Puerto Rico, this, that.
I'm with you on that one, my friend.
Like, I understand the situation in Puerto Rico. That place has got fucked by that hurricane. But you could say,
Flint hasn't had clean drinking water in 4
But no one can send a few technicians to say, "Hey, let's fix the drinking water here in Flint because this is also part of the United States."
Exactly.
But let's not keep it a political show. Let's keep this nice and happy with Oh yeah, the actual reason to watch this pay-per-view: AJ Styles versus Finn Balor.
Oh, this was great to watch. I never felt so happy in my life to watch a match that was just like people were saying. This is going to be a very technical match, and it was very technical, but very enjoyable to watch them actually like fight the way they did. I almost felt like, and I'm looking at the time card right now, that it was actually 18 minutes and 20 seconds. I almost felt like, could you have just gotten 5 more minutes?
Like, the fact that this match was essentially ad-libbed with only 2 days to set this up. No promo, no setup, just, hey, we need a marquee match to replace some people with, because Bray Wyatt has the mumps.
Yep.
And we want to save Finn Balor's wrestling career.
So fuck it, let's put our dream match. And the only thing I get to say this match is, if this is what they did with only 2 days of preparation, imagine if one day you get months and months of build-up for a rematch.
This is why I'm actually hoping that the tease that we got from Shinsuke and AJ, I'm just going, oh, please have to be a slow build to WrestleMania, because I would be loving to watch that match.
Yeah, here's my pro tip for when they eventually do this title match. AJ beats, what do we call it? Jinder Mahal.
Oh,
I'm saying that right now. When the title match does come around, this is when Ginger finally gets dethroned.
And that way you have AJ hold the title, but then you have Shinsuke fight for the title. Ooh,
Just putting that out there. Laying flow in the winds.
Oh, these dude, stop.
One thing I'm sorry, I'm just play Odyssey.
We perfectly understand.
Yeah, we understand.
If I had Odyssey, I'm like, okay, the show's canceled. 3 of us are playing Odyssey. Read, you're on your own. Go for it. Unfortunately, I don't get my copy till tomorrow.
I'm personally waiting for. I want to see what Meltzer say about.
He gave it 4 3/4 stars.
Huh?
For Balor AJ, he gave it 4 3/4 stars.
Fucking
it?
Shit.
Come on, dude.
It's not
Okada and Omega, and he gave it only 4 stars.
Because it's not in Japan.
So I'm saying, see, Meltzer's biased. That's why no one can honestly give an accurate rating on any match.
That was more than any other match. And again, no build up. But you know what? William Regal.
No build up, little prep. What was that?
William Regal had a great post on Twitter about the whole thing, and what he said was just incredible. He's like, okay, let's see what it says here. Okay, here's what he said. When wrestlers say, but we had a cold match, no story, etc., I always say that, of course, you've got to have a story. You have to beat that person across the ring from you, or you can't feed yourself. Anything else you got to work with is a bonus. The match was a perfect example of 2 competitors trying to win. Please remember, at the end of the day, we are portraying professional fighters, and your job is to win.
Yeah.
And before I read someone saying, but yes, there are stars that are thousands of talent who aren't yet stars wrestle in front of a new audience every night and can win over a crowd with a competitive match. No excuses. That is a great quote from William Regal about saying that.
You know, it's an even better quote. What Jericho said to Omega. When Omega said star matches, I'm sure you never had those in the big leagues, and fucking Jericho's like, hey, please, people have seen my matches.
Oh yeah, and just to cap off the current WWE versus the Bullet Club war, guess the little symbol that the 2 former Bullet Club leaders drew up at the end.
That was. I almost didn't think they were going to do that, but all of a sudden I see them face each other. We almost thought there was going to be like something, but then all of a sudden you see their hands go slowly up, and we're just like, yeah.
I'm surprised that Michael Cole mentioned the fact that they were both the leaders of a faction at one point.
Yeah,
the fact obviously they can't say
Michael Cole's a tool, and he doesn't watch any wrestling besides WWE.
No, I meant surprised that Vince McMahon didn't curse him out over the air, over the headset, and said, "Don't you mention the Bullet Club."
We were just going, "Come on, dude! One slip, just one slip. You make everyone happy, and that would have been fine." Or just make Vince.
I would have. You know what I would have loved to see though?
What?
I would have given anything to be there the minute that did that tweet thing. And said, be at the Young Bucks' house when they did it. Because you know they must have seen it by now.
Yeah, they probably seen it by now. I'm surprised they didn't say any response to it.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to say like tables and chairs. Fuck, man.
So yeah, great match. Meltzer gave it 4 3/4 stars. And yet he gave Omega versus Okada, the first one, what was it, 6 stars?
Yes, then 6 1/4.
And by the way, Cody Rhodes is starting to become that bitter ass.
Well, look who he's been hanging out with all his time.
Well, they ripped off my father. They're stealing all just be. But I guarantee you, if they would have booked Cody on that show, fucking Cody would have changed his mind. He would have been like, sure. They're great people.
I'm like, nothing against Cody. I know he's a great guy, but if Jeff was healthy and they did go through with the Hardys versus the Rhodes, How do you think Cody would have done a complete 360 on his attitude?
Being 180.
A 180, yeah. Hell, the Bucks would have came with them too if they have offered him 1-day contracts just for that show.
I would have loved to see that just once to see that.
And another main. Speaking of impromptu returns, our main event for the evening.
Oh wait, there's actually one more match that did happen that was.
I'm ignoring that match.
Okay,
match?
I will take that.
Jason Jordan versus Elias Sampson.
Yeah, anybody with common sense would do that, man.
Out of nowhere, we just go, why?
We know
Whatever.
why. They need to fill in time because 2 of the main matches went kaput. I'm like that whole.
Answer me this question.
Yes.
How the hell is Elias Sampson?
John?
Apparently he's over somehow.
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually. I don't know who's the one that's basically giving Elias all this time. I really want to know who's the one responsible because I can't think of Vince. I don't really see someone like Dunn because Dunn's a dick and we all know what he likes. Maybe Hayes?
I can't even say Hunter because you see how fast Elias got buried on NXT, so you can't say Hunter wants him.
The only one I can think of is maybe Hayes? Maybe Hayes is the only one I can think of at the moment.
That's something we need to send for the Fashion Files. Like, who keeps pushing Elias Sampson?
Yeah, how the hell are those guys over either?
Well, that's because they're more or less the modern day version of Fuji Vice.
Of who?
Fuji Vice.
At least Fuji Vice was good though.
I said the modern day version. I didn't say the good version.
Yeah, so it's like they remade Fuji Vice like Hollywood.
Hey, everything gets remade in Hollywood nowadays.
Yeah. But anyway, should we go on to the main event?
Yes, before I make a trek on the new Joker's Wild game coming back. Anyway.
You know what they should have done for at least like an internet video?
What's that?
Fucking they should have had Angle go through his house, look through his like wrestling memorabilia, to kind of set up his return.
Oh, I'm with you on that. That would have been awesome.
And then to cap it all off, he opens this box. He finds his gold medals, his singlet, and a half empty and a half full bottle of Percocet.
I have faith in your soul for 30 seconds, John, and it died. It's dead now. I had faith in your soul as a human being for 30 seconds. Anyway.
But it was.
However, he didn't wear the red, white, and blue this time. He wore the black, as in the Shield black.
And by the by, I need to point out something because Lewis is here, or else he would have. Why is it whenever somebody does a run-in, they need to have their music played?
My mental theory is that every wrestler has. Okay, remember those real entrance rings that they sold once upon a time, where you had the thing on their foot pedal? My theory is that every single wrestler has that in real life. I know it's a stupid theory, but that's the only reason I can mentally come up with that makes sense, which it doesn't.
It's like, quick! It's like, holy shit, my friends are in trouble. Play my music, quick!
Like, imagine the poor sound guy that's sitting there watching someone run by and say, "Quick! I need to play Kurt Angle's music."
Can I just say it looked kind of weird with Kurt Angle wearing the kind of uniform the Shield have, and it's like I don't know how to feel. It's like, is this okay for him to wear? Because this seems awkward. We're so used to his singlet.
Yeah.
Hey, did just fine wrestling in the Riot gear.
He did fine, but it was one of those things that just I'm so used to a singlet.
That reminds me, I gotta watch the Ride Along with the Shield probably after this show.
Yeah, the Ride Along with the Shield was alright.
What else? But yeah, Kurt was quite impressive for once again someone who not only had to do this at the last minute, but hasn't been in the ring for a few years.
Well, WWE ring.
Well,
remember he's.
Well, I said WWE. No, I meant any ring, not even a TNA ring.
He's been doing indies. He did indies at as soon as he left.
No, but can you imagine when and I was telling Lewis this when I was watching it with him. Can you imagine when Angle went to the back and then he did his return? Like Angle went to that vest and pulled out his bottle of perks, and all of a sudden you heard the Popeye music.
You see, I should say something, but I picture that's what happened after he came back after he got sent to the back the first time.
That almost sounds like something he would do.
And then you had the live murder of Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
thing. I loved how they acted like afterwards, like it didn't happen.
No, we just saw 4 men throw another man into a garbage truck and then pull the lever. I don't know about you. I watched the original 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. That's how Shredder died.
Yeah, there was even, of course, all the memes about that.
It's funny you mention that because I was making Shredder jokes when gotten.
Say again, John?
It's funny you mention that because I was making Super Shredder jokes the minute that Braun went to that dump truck.
Here's the funny part. Do we even? I was busy that Monday to see.
Yeah, Braun never came out. And they didn't.
Monday?
No.
Why am I afraid to find out that when he comes back out, something is gonna be like, oh, what they should do is all of a sudden find him in he just comes out in that dump truck and he's like, Braun! And you see him covered in trash and he's like, you see him so pissed off that he is just like, uh-oh.
The first question I asked is, how is he alive? He was in a dump truck, and then the truck was activated.
And then
you know how many pounds of pressure that a dump truck has? A lot more than even superhumans could take.
Exactly, but here's the thing, though. You see Braun Strowman come out all covered in trash during a Miz segment, and he's like, "How are you alive?" And he just doesn't even talk. He just becomes a silent brute and just goes and just beats the living hell out of the Miz. We're talking so hard, he'll just break him through all the tables, through the ring post as hard as possible, and just smack him hard with the belt and just walks away.
What are you about to say, John?
I just took control of a fucking dinosaur.
How did it feel?
It felt like Braun Strowman going through the Raw roster.
like a buzzsaw. There you go.
Yeah.
So might as well roll on into Raw because, well, fuck this pay-per-view.
Matches?
We have confirmed, and we did say about it earlier, all the champions will face each other as well as 2 traditional Survivor Series matches. So we're going to see we're going to see another murder on pay-per-view television when Brock Lesnar faces Jinder Mahal.
With supposed special referee.
So John Cena actually gets...
I thought it was a good idea to have John Cena as the referee.
Hey, John Cena gets to actually witness what Brock Lesnar did to him a few years ago. Now he gets to see what the referee experienced watching him live murder.
Exactly, and that's the funny part is that I can actually see that happening. But here's the thing, though. I wouldn't mind, because then next thing you know, John Cena's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it.
Let me guess. It's going to be one of those fucking, whose side is he on type of...
Why? Yeah. Essentially, they're both heels.
In essence, yes.
No, 'cause you
Lesnar's closer
it's seen as
to.
a part. It's seen as a free agent.
No, I meant Lesnar and freaking what you call their heels. Lesnar's no closer of a tweener, but they're not. Neither of them are exactly the saints in this fight.
No, that's the problem. Of course, someone also posted a picture of also makes me feel like, if only. The picture was, of course, all the champions, and then it showed Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle. In the back of my mind, I'm just going,
Jesus.
if only Daniel Bryan was still allowed, I would love to see a match between Kurt and Daniel Bryan.
What's the other championships? Like I said, Alicia Fox versus Natty. Love me some Natty, but they're not going to drop the ball on Alicia right now.
Oh no, but here's the thing: these are champion versus champion fights. These are not like
Yeah, none of them are title matches.
these are basically bragging right matches.
Once again, you get another steamroll in the making with The Miz versus freaking Baron Corbin.
We all know who's gonna win that, and I really hope it is The Miz. Wouldn't be surprised if it actually was Corbin that wins, because the next thing you know, great, now what? The Shield versus,
And like I said, the only match where I actually see some positive outcome: the Shield versus the Usos.
I agree.
And
with
like I
you,
said,
but
we are fully and remember, we're assuming that the Usos are still champions by then. Remember, they still have a
yes,
title match against Gabriel and Benjamin in the future.
yeah, that's gonna be at the SmackDown pay-per-view Clash of Champions, which is what this is. This is Clash of Champions.
We get the traditional 5-man.
This whole pay-per-view is Clash of Champions.
Well, there you go. With the exception of the 2 Survivor Series matches.
Exactly. It makes no sense. Why is the next one called Clash of Champions? We're basically having it right now at Survivor Series. I'm so lost. Why?
Because reasons? Let's see now. 5 men's team, we have no clues on it. On SmackDown side, we know Randy Orton qualified already.
And then we have Team SmackDown, which apparently...
No, Team SmackDown's already set. It's Team Captain...
I think
Team Captain Becky Lynch. And they have... I forget.
Carmella, Flair, Naomi, and Tamina. With Lana and James Ellsworth.
Thank you. And for some odd reason, Team Raw's team captain is Alicia Fox.
We groan at that just because it just makes no damn sense.
I know John already has 5 minutes talking about Alicia, so we're just gonna roll on past that.
Yeah,
exactly.
We might as well talk about what the real thing that happened on the show is: the SmackDown invasion.
And and I will say it was a smart move, but the one thing that came to mind that made me go, what? Also, that someone posted a picture of. Brock Lesnar wasn't there to show up, and neither was Asuka. It almost makes me feel like.
Well, think about all the big names weren't there to get assaulted. Brock wasn't there. Strowman wasn't there. Kane wasn't there. Asuka wasn't there.
They had the Shield, but
the funny part was Natalia grabbing.
Oh, that, yeah. And then you see Zach going.
Hey, maybe Zach gets his title matches backstage, if you know what I mean.
That's why he goes for a tag team.
Yeah, hey, he needs someone to do the wrestling while he does the wrestling with the ladies. I'm gonna stop.
You blew it.
I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, let's go stop right there. Also, we don't know about this. There was actually something possibly going on with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens right now. So,
Zayn was eliminated from the team when he lost to Orton, and Owens is facing Nakamura next week.
I almost see Nakamura getting in while they do something with They might be doing some kind of thing with Owens and Zayn,
Either Owens and Zayn's going to interfere and cause Team SmackDown to win, or maybe another idea, since we just talked about the lack of heel tag teams on SmackDown, maybe they'll be the next big heel tag team. Because the Usos are tweeners, Benjamin and Gable are slowly going to the heel territory. New Day are full-blown faces. The Ascension are more or less, the Ascension and Breeze Angle are now full-blown faces for the most part.
Let's say, who's the
Say again, John?
tweener? I haven't been paying attention.
Usos.
The Usos?
I mean, from the SmackDown side, like, yeah, the Usos are more or less tweeners now.
Yeah, it's because
that's the only thing they're tweeners in.
yeah.
New Day, Breeze Angle, and the Ascension are more or less faces. So we had the Bludgeon Brothers, or the bludgeoning of Luke Owen and Eric Harper's careers.
That's why I'm thinking this might be a good thing, where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could possibly be a tag team in that division, and I would be kind of liking if they did get the titles, because then it'd be kind of a fun thing to see, like, those two in at the same time. And I don't think they should come up with a name, because I think by that point it would just be kind of stupid for them to give them a name, just and be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Although they did change it with Cesaro and Sheamus becoming the Bar.
Just one tip for Sami Zayn: can we get him new theme music?
For his heel run?
Yeah.
You know what? I could actually see that. I think he should have, at least for his heel turn, a different set of music, because his intro is all face. He needs a heel one. Unlike Kevin Owens, he won't be face. His music is pure heel. Although it just makes you want to, like, get ready for a fight. Here's a question though: what kind of music would you want Sami Zayn to have?
I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
The only thing that comes to my mind is, actually, I can't think of. I'm like you. I can't think of anything. I'm just drawing a blank. Shit, CFOS might actually have a challenge on making heel music. What do you do when you get a face that finally turns heel? Like, how do you make it work?
Well, John Cena's been making it work for years.
That's a good point, but my time is now could be interchangeable. Worlds apart really can't.
Looking over it now, you can't really decide. There's really nothing you can do. I mean, anyway,
I guess this was this week in wrestling, unless anyone else has anything to add.
I haven't really got anything this week. I've been listening to all, like, some of the indie stuff, and I haven't really seen much. WCW has now ended their last show, because now their new pay-per-view that when they come out is now going to officially be called Defiant Wrestling. As of right now, they still haven't changed names yet, but they're still probably in the process of getting to be called Defiant. Other than that, I got nothing.
I got a blank slate here.
Yeah, I'm basically just playing this.
So yeah, short episode this week. I know Lou, hopefully you'll get better when you hear this.
You know what you guys should do, especially since I have an actual copy of it?
What's that?
We should we should start reviewing some shows, like indie shows. Because one of the shows I just saw recently was the Survival.
That'd probably be a good idea to get to
tournament that Zandig did.
That'd be a pretty good idea.
Just especially to hear Lewis go off on that show.
I'm like, that would be a good idea. Then just have Lewis, Will, and you just tear the show apart, and you just hear my laughter every couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, just a little something.
So yeah, short episode, but yeah, WWE didn't give us much, and we don't touch Anthem's dumpster fire ever.
Although we know that they literally might be burning money and talent at the same time.
And
I mean,
let's just say that Anthem bad Jeff Jarrett,
Johnny broke up again.
huh?
You broke up again.
I can't hear you.
Say you broke up again.
I said, just remember, Impact and whatever the fuck it was, so bad it caused Jeff Jarrett to drink.
But then again, if you were trying to deal with running Impact, dealing with Anthem Sports, and then watching your own wrestling company burst into
And
flames,
for the first time ever, it wasn't Vince Russell's fault that someone chose.
oh, here's
By the
something.
way, I need to make a plug because it's actually really cool.
what's that?
Something to wrestle with. Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, cool.
And by
Interesting.
the first show that one of the first shows I listened to was about No Holds Barred.
Oh,
And me being the person that has it on every format, I had to oblige them.
We
Because
need
they
to.
said- Because they said, oh, well, if anybody has an Betamax or Laserdisc, just tweet us, and I did. And he didn't. It's so cool because that's one of the reasons I like the No Holds Barred beta. Because it's so cool to take a picture of it, and even people in the know have never even seen it before.
Yeah, guys, I remember coming to your house. I looked at that like it was like a piece, like a dinosaur bone found buried in Elizabeth.
Apparently now, and also now since I got it clean, so it's even more so worth it.
Yeah, boy, I can
I'm
pick.
just posting some news updates that are from the Wrestling Observer.
And the show goes on. What's the updates?
Oh, I just posted them on here. It's like there's no house shows this weekend for WWE, so the guys are actually getting a break this weekend.
And Sinclair Broadcasting has come one step closer to purchasing Tribune Media after stockholders of Sinclair voted to approve the $3.9 billion acquisition. This will give Sinclair 42 new television stations.
What? Why?
And television in 39 of the top 50 markets. The acquisition will benefit Ring of Honor because it will be expected to get television exposure to new markets.
I'm not yet.
I think Mario Galaxy is officially taking over this podcast.
Go ahead.
Either that or John speaking a language even I don't know of.
No, the fucking tenants didn't lock the door, so I had to turn off the alarm so my aunt can lock the door.
But yes, this was the thing I just found. It's like, oh, let's just see what's on the news update. And I saw this. I'm going, what is your honest opinion about this? That
Hey Phil, why don't you tell these people about that instead of
While John
tell them again.
While John deals with the landlord.
No shit.
If you want my opinion on it, throw one more dirt in the coffin of Anthem's dumpster fire. Because now ROH is getting out more markets than they are. What? Why would anyone watch TNA again?
Yeah, exactly. And if I find a station that has ROH, I would actually add that to my watch list every week to basically watch them, because I'll be like, yay, I can watch them on my local stations here where I am. But I'm sure it's probably somewhere in like some cable channel I don't have yet.
I know Ring of Honor's on. I actually have that.
Yeah, so now they're going to be even more markets and make even more money.
Other than that, I'm not seeing any real updates right now, so
So now I guess this really is the end of the show.
yeah, just for some quick updates, that's all.
Well, thanks for listening to our brief little show. Thanks, John, for stopping in and making sure we didn't have to cancel this episode too.
I don't want to cancel. I like doing this show, especially when it's like we find fun stuff like this to talk about.
Till next time, everyone. Take care. Spike your hair. And remember, you could be like Zack Ryder and have some woman grab your crotch.
And that person happens to be
And
Natty.
just watch, because in 20 years, he might scream sexual harassment.
Oh.
He grabbed my wiener. When? 20 years ago. So why didn't you say anything then?
I'm going to stop the recording so we can actually talk about this on a normal stream.